The word Qur'an literally means that which is recited, announced, or proclaimed. It is the collection of the verbal revelations bestowed upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam during a period of about 23 years and is the actual Word of God. The first revelation, comprising only a few verses, was revealed to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the mountain of Hira. Thereafter, revelation continued until his death. Whenever any portion of the Quran was revealed to him, he committed it to memory. Many of his followers did the same as they heard it. Some of them even wrote the verses on anything available, like pieces of leather, bark of trees, or stones. In order to safeguard it, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had also appointed several persons who recorded it in writing whenever a revelation was received. Before proceeding further, I have a request to all Muslim brothers and sisters to support us by liking and subscribing this channel, as we are trying to provide you with the best Islamic content to strengthen your Iman. The Holy Qur'an is the book most often recited and quoted throughout the world. It is obligatory for every Muslim to participate in 5 prayer services during the day. The greater part of these prayers is composed of portions of the Holy Qur'an. Thus, a Muslim recites a portion of the Holy Book every day. In addition, most of them start their day with a recitation from it. During the time of Abu Bakr, the first Khalifa, it was decided to collect the whole Quran in one volume. Zayd bin Thabit, a prominent companion of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was appointed for this purpose. He took great care to compile it in the form of a book, the sequence of which was laid down by the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself. During the time of the third Khalifa, Uthman, an official version of the Holy Quran was issued. 7 copies were made, which were then sent to different parts of the Muslim world. These 7 became the standard texts from which other copies were made. All Muslims learn to read the Holy Quran in Arabic, even though that may not be their own language. Almost every Muslim knows some chapters of the book by heart, and in each generation there are hundreds of thousands of people who can recite the whole book from beginning to end from their memory. The Holy Qur'an has been translated into all the major languages of the world, and the work continues to be carried on. The Qur'an has 114 chapters called surahs. Each chapter, except the 9th, begins with the invocation, "In the name of Allah, most gracious, ever merciful." The Holy Quran is the only book in the world which claims that every word contained in it is the actual word of God, and that He has taken upon Himself the responsibility of preserving the purity of the text in all ages. This has been demonstrated throughout history. The text of the Quran has continued without any alteration or modification. A Muslim has to believe not only in the Quran, but also in all the books sent by God to previous prophets from time to time. Unfortunately, none of the previous books retained its original text intact. In the Holy Quran, mention has been made of Adam, Abraham, Joseph, David, Solomon, Jesus, and several other biblical prophets, peace be upon them all. They are honored as true messengers of God. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is described as a model of righteousness. According to the Holy Qur'an, Jesus was a prophet of God, and not a divine being as believed by Christians. The Holy Qur'an condemns the notion of the Trinity and the association of anything or anyone else, with God as his partner. It teaches that there is only one God, whose proper name is Allah, and that the worst sin is to associate any other being with Him. The Holy Quran stresses the equality of mankind. It recognizes the divisions between people into tribes and sub-tribes, but explains that these divisions are meant for identification only. The only badge of honor is a person's righteousness. It lays down that no nation, tribe, or race is superior to others. The Holy Qur'an teaches that worship does not merely mean that a man should concentrate upon and offer homage to God, but also consists in serving fellow human beings. It seeks to bring about an equitable adjustment in the distribution of wealth through zakat, alms, and charity. It determines the duties and rights of the state and its members. It discusses in detail the code of conduct in times of war and peace, as well as international relations and treaties. It teaches man to lead a simple life, to be honest, kind, and truthful in his dealing with others. It prohibits anything that has a tendency to incite people to foolish and irresponsible behavior. Hence, it puts a ban on all intoxicants and gambling, etc. The Holy Qur'an absolutely refutes the theory of hereditary sin put forward by Christianity. It says that every child is sinless when it is born. The Holy Qur'an contains several prophecies relating to later times, some of which have already been fulfilled. For example, it prophesied about the time when quicker means of transport would be used. It also mentioned about the extension of the earth, a prophecy which was fulfilled in a way when man set his foot on the moon. It claims that all heavenly bodies revolve in different orbits. Another prophecy contained in the Holy Qur'an is about Pharaoh. It was revealed that when Pharaoh was drowned, his body was saved and was preserved so that it should serve as a sign for future generations. This incident is mentioned only in the Holy Qur'an. The Bible and other authentic records of that time are silent about this. The prophecy came true in this century when the body of the Pharaoh was discovered and identified. This established the fact that after he was drowned, his dead body was recovered, embalmed, and preserved.